Cloud 9000.
What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Everything 9000 podcast. Just one thing. Mm-hmm. You were just asking me how Greece was. I went to Greece recently. Mm-hmm. You're telling me, did I learn any Greece? I told you no, because
you didn't. Greece? Did I ask you if you learned any Greece?
Greek.
Right. Okay.
And I said no because it's a redundant language. Mm-hmm. And then you continued to spill off some words that you learned in Greek, and I just told you I don't care. Mm-hmm. Is there anything further you'd want to elaborate on that?
No, I think you're an idiot for considering Greek a sort of like not an important language.
Please tell me how it's important.
It is important.
Okay. In which countries, apart from Greece?
In every country, in the sense that you use it in mathematics every time.
I'd never use
the sign pi. Pi comes from Greece.
I can't remember the last time I used pi.
Right, okay. But, a lot of
maths is...
alpha, beta. When you say, I'm an alpha male, where do you think that comes from?
Alpha is beta. The one term I use.
Beta.
But I have since adopted the term in my own language.
Right.
And I'm culturally appropriating that one.
Right, okay.
That's fine.
So you are using the Greek language then, yeah?
Just the word alpha.
Right, okay.
But double alpha.
It's the
reporting
alphabet.
for duty.
Right. You're not alpha, mate, you're beta. Beta is also like AB. So how we say AB in Greek, it's, the alphabet's alpha, beta. Then I don't know anything else after that.
You don't know anything else after that?
No.
You don't know anything else after that?
No.
And you're talking to me about Greek?
Yeah. I didn't say I know
Delta.
The language. Oh, yeah, sorry. Delta is also another one.
Alpha, beta, omega.
Oh, yes.
Delta.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
What else is there? There's theta.
Theta, sure. Yeah. Perfect, yeah.
Greater, Thunberg.
See, so you do care.
Well, I don't care. I just know more than you.
Right. So how do you know the language? Because it's obviously important. Enough for you to know it.
Yeah.
Why would they teach it?
We're talking in Greece. Yeah, I attended a Punjabi wedding there.
Mm-hmm. What was that like? I've never been to a Punjabi wedding in Greece.
I've never been to a Punjabi wedding abroad. So it was interesting seeing how we know who we're talking about. It was hardos, and they left no stone unturned.
Really, it looked really good. It looked really good.
A to Z. Started off with the invites we got. It was like a gold. It was like white card with gold on there, a fake passport with like printed pages in there. On this day, we'll be doing this. That. Like that's just one of 100 details that they've just paid a lot of attention to. Stuff.
And was it like everything like a lot of blue in there, colours of Greece?
No, but like for the welcome party, they said the dress code whites and blues.
Yeah. Colour of Greece. Yeah.
So we paid homage to Greece for one night, but then we kept it Punjabi for the rest.
Right.
But yeah, it was like interesting. Obviously, they did all the events abroad, like the Jaggo Maya.
What was that like?
Yeah, it was good, man. Like because it was hot.
Oh yeah, 40 degrees.
35 plus, yeah, touching 40.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I've been to Greece and that heat. You know what? You can't do anything until the evening. You just.
I was sweating in spots I've never sweated in before.
Yeah,
like I was sweating on the top of my belly.
Oh really? I've done that before loads because of my belly rolls.
I wish you hadn't told me that.
Because of my belly rolls, you see. So
because I don't sweat like you.
No, that means you've got rolls, mate. If you're sweating there,
I've got rolls.
Yeah, that's a 30 roll position. You know that.
That's the start of the roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Start of several rolls.
Right, exactly. For me, it is definitely several rolls.
Yeah.
Sweat starting here, right?
Yeah.
That's where your little roll is. That's where your sweat's coming out from.
That's disgusting.
So you're fat, mate, is what I'm trying to tell you. That's where you're sweating.
That's crazy.
It is.
But yeah, no, the only other time I've sweated like that is when I went to Dubai, walked out of the air-conditioned hotel, and I stupidly went to Dubai in August. That is crazy. It was crazy temperatures there. Walked out the hotel, that's it, sweating in places you'd never imagine.
Exactly. Imagine, bro, I sweat like that in the UK, and I'm not even doing anything. Imagine what it's like being me. I come out of the shower, start fucking sweating.
That's crazy.
I literally come out of the shower and start sweating.
That's crazy. Apparently some people get their sweat pores closed. That's a surgery you can invest in.
Really?
You can get sweat glands, sweat pores closed, sweat glands treated.
So you just don't sweat?
Fuck knows how that would work, because obviously you're going to excrete sweat.
Do you reckon Prince Andrew's done that?
What's the joke there? I don't get it.
Do you not live in the UK, mate? Do you live under a rock or something?
No, tell me.
Why is it when I reference these cultural sort of things, you
Prince
just never...
Andrew.
It goes all
Have I
over
got the
your
right
head?
one? Prince Andrew. The alleged pedo, alleged don.
The alleged nonsense.
Right. Well, what about him?
So apparently, there's a photo of him next to the girl that, had accused him of abusing her sexually.
Right.
And
he didn't break his sweat?
No. She was saying that he was sweating profusely. She felt disgusted.
Right.
Right. And then in an interview, the BBC interview, the disastrous interview he'd done, he said that he doesn't actually sweat. He's a condition, which means he doesn't sweat.
Right.
But there's loads of pictures of him actually sweating like a pig.
The joke to be told there is he didn't break his sweat.
No, I just said, you said that, you can get your sweat glands closed. Then I said that's what Prince Andrew must have done.
I got it.
Right, okay.
Finally got there.
See, I feel like you're here. And then, like, in terms of intelligence, I'm up here.
Sure.
And I think this podcast kind of misses that because, I'm talking at a level from here and you're sort of like finding your way around here.
No, I completely agree.
Exactly.
I'll try my utmost best to get to your level of intelligence.
Listen, it's not even intelligence.
Sure this podcast will be a lot better.
100%.
When I reach your level of intelligence.
I think the numbers will shoot up.
Yeah.
You should really start reading books from now until...
Yeah. Any recommendations?
Loads actually, yeah. Start with The Economist.
The Economist?
Yeah, it's not a book, it's a daily...
I used to get The Economist in sixth form, mate.
Right.
I was subscribed to it. I used to get...
Well, you shouldn't have stopped the subscription.
Yeah, but I wouldn't read The Economist if someone paid me to.
Why?
Because...
I would absolutely do... It's a fucking... Like, it's mad how expensive it is, but I would literally... If you were going to give me a Christmas gift...
I know for a fact...
I've got a huge...
read a page...
I've got like when I was in the sixth form as well.
In the sixth form,
yeah, the sixth form because mine was the sixth form, the best ever.
Right.
When I was in the sixth form too, right?
Yeah.
I've still got a big stack of The Economist magazines.
I buy all of them.
Really, some of mine haven't been opened.
Exactly. I know you haven't read a page,
but I love it. The fact that I have news and like what was relevant from like 2012. You know what I mean? It's like a time capsule.
Just more useless info you just like storing in there.
Yeah.
Just put that next to the Greek.
My kids will look at it and they'll know what was happening in that 2012 and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big news.
Yeah. Well, anyway, talking of big news, did you see a Gurdwara in East London charges £1 for rumaals?
Okay, bro, that is incredible. I think.
Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
But do you know what? I agree, right? But I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Think of the amount of rumaals that just get stolen from Gurdwara in Nilly-Willy.
Yeah, but then people also
How many times have you worn one, in the Gurdwara?
Yeah.
And then you just walk out like, oh, damn, forgot it.
Never.
Nah, it's happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah, then you're an idiot.
I know, I've taken them back once maybe.
I actually take my own mile anyway, right?
No, obviously I do 90% of the time, but you forget sometimes. Or you
I
just
keep
in
it in my
someone
glove
else's
box.
car, or just there's a million circumstances. But isn't it the same principle? Okay, I'll challenge you. Why is that not the same principle as going to Sainsbury's and using £1 for a trolley?
Are you mad?
Why?
Because one is clearly completely different situation. You're going to a commercial shop.
Right.
A Gurdwara is not like a commercial sort of like organization. It's not meant to be at least.
No, but you're using something.
No, yeah, you're using something that... Are you going to start charging for langar as well? If you're going to be eating there?
No, but...
Where does it stop? Are you going to start charging for langar then?
No, but...
No, but are you not using the Gurdwara? Are you going to start charging for the plates that you eat the langar off?
There's a whole sentiment and history and religious significance behind langar.
Yeah.
Not necessarily behind a rumal.
Why not? What about like going to a Gurdwara?
What do you mean, why not?
See,
the religious significance is behind keeping gears in a bug.
Yeah.
That's where the religious significance is. There's not religious significance for a rumal.
What about the religious significance of making everybody welcome no matter who you are? No matter if you're a Sikh or not.
Charging £1 for a rumal doesn't mean that you're not open to them attending.
Of course it is. What if you can't afford £1 to pay for that rumal?
I'm pretty sure 99%, if not 100% of people that are going to Gurdwara in East London can have access to £1 coin, which they will return, which they will get back, right?
Okay. Will they get it back?
I don't know. That's the point that I need to check.
I don't think they will. It's not like one of those things, here's a deposit for £1, take the rumal, bring it back.
Right.
It's literally just charging you £1 to use the rumal. And I don't know if you can keep that rumal or not, or you're meant to return it. It's not like a Tesco trolley, mate. If that's what you're getting at.
Interesting. In other news, Oasis tickets were going crazy.
It's nuts. Firstly, I don't get obviously, As a kid, I used to listen to a lot of Oasis when I lived in Yorkshire, right? Yeah, I used to avoid Punjabi music and just listen to
You
like...
used to avoid Punjabi music?
Yeah, because it was like a whole identity crisis that I had when I was a kid. What?
For someone that listens to the most desi of desi songs,
Exactly.
and has the worst taste in Punjabi music.
No, not the worst.
You not only listen to Punjabi music, you have the worst niche of Punjabi music.
So you're calling like
library.
the folk music, the likes of Chamkila, Kuldeep Manak, like the worst of Punjabi music? Are you stupid?
Don't just use them to front up what your library really consists of. Yeah, your library consists of some illegal tracks that should never be heard in the public arena.
Like Babu Man, Chamkila, Kuldeep Manak, Jazzy B.
Judgy.
Who else? Kalwinder Tillo. You're telling me that's not Punjabi music?
Look, whenever you're giving the aux in the car, you put on some stinkers.
No, don't. You just don't understand them.
No,
you don't understand. Gurdas man, half Kuldeep Manak's
The thing is, these guys,
the best song.
No, these guys have good songs, but you don't play them songs. You play some low-key, fucked, illegal, not even mastered.
No,
it wasn't even meant to be a released song.
Exactly. I hate remixes of all songs.
No, I'm not talking about
if you listen to the actual meanings of those songs, if you listen to the words of those songs, you'll realize how good and deep they are compared to Punjabi music.
By the way, can you straighten the mic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you listen to the words of like the song Chadar by Kuldeep Manak, right, it's amazing. But you think, oh, that's illegal and all that, but it's not. It's actually real music. You listen to Gurdas Man, you listen to that song, what's it called? Sajjana Ve Sajjana, or maybe even a track like...
See, you're naming the mainstream tracks that everyone knows.
What about...
that's not what I'm referring to.
Okay, then, what about, like, for example... I'm trying to think here. The Gurdas Man song that I was listening to just, like, a couple of days back.
Like, we'll be on a hype road trip. Like, come on, boys. Energy high.
Yeah.
And you'll bang on Satinder Sartaj.
You don't think that Satinder Sartaj doesn't belong on a fucking road trip?
No, it doesn't.
Satinder Sartaj was made for a road trip, man. You know, it takes you into that soulful journey that you're going on.
No, but see, that soulful journey needs to be kept for you and your ears only.
Right, okay.
Right? But I would have never thought you had an identity crisis. That's crazy.
Huge.
So you were a little Gora Pakora?
I was, 100%. For about 3 years in my life, of my childhood.
In Yorkshire?
Yeah, in Yorkshire, yeah.
And you thought you were Gora?
Yeah. Bro, I used to be...
That is crazy. How do I not know this?
I've talked to you about...
Talk to me about this. I didn't know you haven't. Talk to me about this identity
Bro, we've
crisis.
literally discussed it at length bare.
No, we haven't.
Like, you know, if my mum would come with me, she'd obviously wear a suit and I used to be embarrassed.
Wow.
Yeah. And there were times when I'd be like, Mum, just wear something else. And like, I would make my mum wear like...
You wanted your... So go on, no, finish that sentence.
Like, so we'd go to Doncaster in town and stuff. I'd be like, Mum, why don't you just wear like shorts and like, you know, like a shirt rather than a suit? Because I used to be like, next level. This is me at like 13, 14.
Oh, wait, I can't even close my mouth. I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah, honestly.
Like me knowing your mom, you saying to her, wear some shorts and a shirt.
Not shorts, like a trousers and stuff, like English clothes basically, rather than the Punjabi suit. Because I used to think like, oh, I can't be seen to be Indian or be associated with Indian. Because the worst thing was like, me and this other girl were the only two Indian people in our whole school, right? And actually, sorry, there were two other, there was one Pakistani girl and her sister. So there were four of us in the whole school from year 7 to year 11 that were the only brown people in my high school for a bit, right, in Yorkshire. And for some reason, like, I all of my friends were white, obviously. So for me, it felt like I had to kind of like, my identity, the crisis came from the fact that I wanted to blend in to be friends with everybody else because there was no other Asian person. I came back to Birmingham, all of my friends were Asian because literally it was just all Asians anyway. So in that moment, when I was a kid, trying my hardest to fit in, I tried to close off that door of my Indianness.
That's crazy.
And I would not watch cricket as well. Like, so if my mates started talking about cricket, I'd be like, oh, I don't know, mate.
Pretend you didn't know. But at home, you're watching Dravid smash a 6.
No, I remember that time, 2007 T20 World Cup.
Yeah. Like,
my mates were talking about, like, oh, I have no idea and all this and that. Like, but obviously I was watching it at home.
That is crazy.
Didn't you know this?
I know. We have never spoken about
We've discussed this so many times.
Is that why you've just taken a complete 360 because you despise that version of yourself?
I don't despise it. I just had to do what I had to do to fit in at that time in my environment. So I don't think it's a 360, complete 360 either. I'm not like some backward sort of thing.
You are.
I'm very culturally aware of my own culture and stuff.
You're not. Look at putting on a Jack Wills top doesn't make you culturally accepted, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
In every other thing you do, It's as desi as it can get.
How?
One
Go on, tell me one desi thing I do.
desi thing.
Music, yeah. I obviously... We were talking about Oasis, but then, yeah, back then I used to be a huge Oasis fan, huge Kasabian fan, Arctic Monkeys. I used to listen to a lot of
Is it Kasabian or Kasabian?
It's the Kasabian, mate.
Is it the Kasabian?
Yeah, it's not the Kasabian.
Okay, my bad. I
Right.
said that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Kasabian.
Right, have you been... Sometimes I wonder if you live in the UK or elsewhere, you know.
Do you know what it is? I don't know. I feel like roles have switched and I'm just chatting shit. Like, I'm being Amrit in this episode.
Right, okay.
I'm being Amrit. I'm having an off episode.
Right.
I can have an off episode.
Okay, so I used to be
We're
very much
65
into the
episode.
indie music, you know, like bands and stuff. Now, I've not heard that music for years. I used to listen to Robbie Williams a lot as well.
Robbie
Williams, yeah. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, no, I thought of Robin Williams, but that's an actor.
That's an actor, but Robbie Williams is like
I
quite
know
famous.
Robin Williams, yeah,
Take
yeah.
That.
Quiff, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know, I used to listen to a lot of Take That as well. That's another band I used to listen to a lot. But yeah, so if I was in that era, I'd be going crazy for these Oasis tickets.
I don't know if I respect you more or less after the conversation we just had.
I don't really care. I don't think, you know, it matters to me.
I think it wasn't possible, but I think I rate you less.
Right. To be honest, I don't think it was... I don't know if you realise, but it makes no difference to my life. I carry on living as I was before, mate.
That's crazy, you know. We should move on, but I don't want to move on.
No, like...
I feel like we should dissect this.
You see, it's different for you because you've always lived in a protective bubble your whole life. You've been protected by your parents and stuff. You know, little Aman went to school here, stayed in one spot, you know, had to, you probably got a taxi to the train station.
You think, you've
Did
experienced
you
the world more than me.
get dropped off to school
because
in
you
a
went
taxi?
to a fucking chippy in Doncaster.
No.
Yeah, and you think you've experienced life more than me.
No, did you not get dropped off
And
school in a
after
taxi?
that, no, I didn't.
I'm sure you were.
I got the bus.
Right. Oh God. Was that a traumatic experience for you?
No.
Oh, really?
No. I just choose not to get the bus now because I know it's shit.
Right.
I'm able to make rational decisions based on my experiences.
Okay.
Someone like you would still get the bus.
Yeah, why not? What's wrong with getting the bus?
Because you'll see, in Birmingham, you'll see about 47 crackheads on the 47.
So?
Which you mean so?
So you don't get the bus?
As in, the whole point is the point not to want to travel in a way that you want to travel?
Yeah, but then so what if you have to get a bus? You have to get a bus.
Why do you have to get a bus?
Because it's better for the environment rather than driving.
That's not the reason why anyone gets a bus. But go on, what's the next reason? What's the actual main reason that you would need to get a bus?
Sometimes it's cheaper. If I was going to get a bus,
it's not time efficient.
Why not?
Because you're stopping at every other stop on the route in the meantime.
What about if you're going to an airport from here to, like, let's say you're going to go Stansted from Birmingham? Would you not get the coach?
No.
What would you?
We're talking about buses, not the coach.
Yeah, a bus and coach is the same thing, mate.
They're not the same thing. A coach is long distance. Bus is a route. Bus has a specific route.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're completely different.
Okay.
Okay.
No, but
so don't use an argument for a coach to explain why you would get a bus.
Why wouldn't you?
Are you stupid?
I've not gotten a bus for a long time, but I've...
No, you have.
When?
Because you've come to here and you said, "Oh, I'm getting the bus."
Yeah, because I didn't have my car with me.
Right. There it is.
Yeah.
There's the main reason. Right. We got him. So Oasis, they were tripling ticket prices.
It's mad.
What happened there? Because I didn't actually catch what happened.
So I think it's like a huge cultural sort of thing that's going to happen. Oasis could get back together after 19 years. You know, Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher, the two lead sort of...
Because they actually had beef, right?
No, huge beef for years and years and years. And it was thought like they went on to have their own individual careers and stuff. They would always slag each other off, you know, in public as well as obviously privately. There was a different thing. But I don't know what the beef was over. I never looked into it properly. But now, after 19 years... They've literally said that we're going to come back for a tour. We're going to reunite, basically, for
what a money scheme, man!
Huge money scheme. So apparently, kind of judging by it, they're both going to get a pay day of £50 million each.
Wow,
which is not bad. And apparently,
£50 million each. I'm just trying to think what sport or artist in any field would be making that sort of money off one
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
tour or day?
Oh no, just tour, a whole tour. So that's how much they're going to make. Something like Taylor Swift probably does that. In
I thought you meant one show.
Oh okay. No. So there's going to be various shows. They've added dates as well because of the surge. So initially, the standing tickets, the cheapest ones, I reckon, from there, they're going to be £135.
Right.
So that's what people queued up when it opened. People just queued up for like hours and hours and hours. Literally
hundreds of thousands in the waiting queue.
Yeah, exactly, and like tens of hours that essentially people queuing up. But then while they were queuing up, when they came to buy the ticket price was tripled to like 300 something, £335 or something.
Is that because there was a lack of tickets left, or Oasis turned around and said we're going to triple?
Well, again, so like I don't know if it's Oasis who decides that, but essentially because there's a lot of debate about that as well. Actually, so they're obviously sold through a third party, right? Oasis is not selling, like Ticketmaster, for example, right? The Oasis is not selling that ticket directly to them. It's called like dynamic pricing. So dynamic pricing is essentially where you put up something for sale, and the price of it is determined by its demand. For example, if there was like a lack of demand, for example, for them, they would go down.
But there's always going to be demand.
No, there's always going to be demand. So that's why they kept it dynamic, i.e., so if they knew like it's going to be a huge demand, they can essentially put the prices up.
Yeah.
So the ethicality here is like, is it really okay to kind of like have that dynamic pricing in your kind of strategy when you're doing it?
Well, it makes sense because obviously you don't know how many tickets are going to sell. I don't think it's right for like an Oasis, but just imagine someone who's not as big.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense, but for Oasis particularly, for example,
for them it didn't make sense.
Yeah, so people like went on there. I actually know somebody who started queuing, and I think, I'm not sure if they had got to the stage where they could buy the tickets, but then they realised it was going to be £335 and they just had to like not buy them. So it's nuts.
Well, fair play to them for actually getting to the point of buying tickets.
Yeah, so I don't know if they got to that point, but then they realised that it's going to be too expensive. They just had to leave. So which is a bit sad because the fans are missing out, essentially. Like, you know, you're sort of like targeting only the creme de la creme, essentially, and people will buy those tickets.
I don't think it's creme de la creme. It's not creme de la creme.
If people
are paying stupid prices, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need to be well rich for that.
I know you don't, but then really, if let's say you're going to take your missus to that show, right? Yeah, you're going to be paying about £600-700 for those tickets. Is that worth it though?
But that comes down to you.
Exactly.
And your relationships.
But then really, for example, like if I'm a let's say I'm a diehard Oasis fan, right? And I want to take the missus to Oasis show. I said to myself, okay, £135, I'll take that to, £300, like £275, whatever it is, hit. But I can't afford it beyond that, right? So do you not think as a diehard fan, like I miss out? And is that really right? Because essentially I was sold one price at the beginning and by the time I came to pay, it was a different price.
Yeah, no, changing the price when you're in the queue, that's crazy.
Yeah, see, like,
I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
No, that's what was literally happening, if I understand it correctly anyway.
Yeah.
So people are a bit pissed off. And I think Oasis is sort of removed from that decision anyway, even though they'll benefit directly from it. It's more so like the third parties becoming a bit greedier.
And it's not just that, it's people that are using bots to take up all the tickets anyway.
Oh, yeah, I think people do that, right? And then this is the other thing as well, like, the resale of tickets as well. So people sometimes buy tickets essentially to resell them at ridiculous prices.
Yeah.
And I think
that's what people with bots do.
Yeah, so I think some people were selling them for like £6,000 or something.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous, like for one ticket.
Nah, not £6,000.
Yeah, no, honestly, there was something in the news, like there was some resale tickets were being sold for like £6,000. Bro, like Champions League tickets get resold for like tens of thousands of pounds.
I understand for the Champions League.
For people, it's bigger than the Champions League. So like you can't, obviously you don't know Oasis and you don't listen to them, so you don't understand the cultural. Yeah. So people will imagine like Diljit tickets, right? Yeah.
Well, they were going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's even on a level bigger to Diljit, I would say, because Oasis are probably generally, I think, probably bigger than Diljit themselves. So people will pay £6,000 for those sort of tickets. It's nuts, man.
But yeah, anything on Diljit tickets, obviously they were going crazy as well.
Yeah, there's a bit of controversy about that, isn't it? I.e., like, I think they're just priced out such a high price from the beginning.
£500 for tickets. Tickets.
From the actual official tickets, like, not the resale value. I'm not talking about people reselling. I'm talking about, like, what Ticketmaster or, like, what Diljit is selling at.
Good question. I need to check. I think it might be what Diljit was selling at. Because that's not unheard of. Because I know Drake, when he did his recent It's All a Blur tour in the US and Canada, he had tickets at $500-600.
What,
that was off the website.
As in, like, is that the cheapest? Is that the entry?
That was quite a standard price.
No, because I think there's like different tiers of tickets.
There's different tiers, but I'm saying that was a regular price.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel a bit...
It's crazy.
It is nuts.
I was talking about this with some of my friends. Like, what is your personal limit? Like, what is the limit? Like, who's the number one for you?
So Diljit would be a number one for me. I'd love to see him in live, but I don't think I would pay more than £60 for a ticket for him. Which is...
£60?
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
No, I'm not saying...
Then you're not getting a ticket?
I know that, but you're asking me what is my limit to get a ticket.
But that's not a limit. Your limit can't be £60, Amrit. That's just like, even if That's like what you'd expect at the worst. Like Gurdwaras are going for 85.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So you can't say your limit is £60 then, Amrit, for Diljit, someone who's bigger than Gurdwara.
Yeah, but
at a lower price.
So what I'm trying to say to you is, I did think of getting Diljit tickets when I saw the prices. I just didn't. So my limit would be if Diljit.
So then you just don't have it.
Exactly. Then I don't go. That you asked me what is my limit.
So then you wouldn't love to go then, because if you would love to go, you would spend 100 quid.
Not really.
Yes, really.
Well, then why doesn't it stop at 500? Why doesn't it stop at 1,000? If you would really love to go, why wouldn't you not spend £1,000 on it?
Because that's where you start to use some common sense.
But then I start to use common sense.
You haven't used common sense because you're quoting 60 as a limit, but that's not even the cheapest ticket you'll get.
No. I know you wouldn't. So you're using your limit.
So then you can't even talk about concerts and think. You can't even have a thought process around it. Because you can't say, I would love to see Diljit, but actually...
He's too expensive.
The highest I would spend is 65 on a ticket, so I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
But then, so you're telling me there's no other concert I can go that doesn't sell tickets at that price. It's fine, I'll go to a different one. You asked me what is my limit. You're using what your limit is.
Your number one artist, you wouldn't shell out 70 quid.
No, I think it's not worth it.
You're just being cheap.
It's not about being cheap. It's just what my limit...
ultra cheap, bro. You can afford a £70 ticket. You spend... hundreds of pounds on bullshit cycling softwares and whatnot.
Yeah.
You've got the means to spend £100 on an artist you love.
Not for me, no. If I'm getting a ticket for myself, the missus, it adds up.
Okay, Amrit. There's a group of us going, 4 boys.
Yeah.
Me, you, Aaron, Aman are going.
Yeah.
You just need to cover your ticket.
Yeah.
There's no added cost. You're going to get driven there. Mm-hmm. You're going to get driven home. Mm-hmm. It's £100.
I would say no.
Why?
Because I think it's too much for a concert. I think it's
for
too
a live experience to see Diljit.
Yeah, I think it's too much.
So then you just don't rate concerts then.
No, I do rate concerts.
I would no. If you rated them, you would spend £100.
Not necessarily.
Necessarily.
Would you like? Okay, would you love to go to a Premier League game?
Yeah.
How much?
I've been to a Premier League.
Okay. How much would you be willing to pay?
No, I'll tell you my limit. If you just ask me the limit, you don't need to make more scenarios.
Okay, what is your limit for a price?
My limit. I'm telling you now. I'm big on sports. I would love to see a Champions League final once in my life, and I think I would spend a stupid amount of money to be able to see it. If I could afford it at the time, I would spend up to, for the experience, £1,000, maybe £2,000.
Okay,
but let me tell you why, right? Because I know, like you have admitted on this podcast a few minutes ago, that is the general range of going prices. Now, I'll add more factors into this. I myself have gone through the official portals of trying to buy a ticket from the main server that's selling the tickets 3 times now for a Champions League final. No luck whatsoever. And even when you are applying via those portals, you're applying for tickets that are in the like £300-400 mark, right? So therefore, my limit is £1,000-2,000.
Okay. That's your viewpoint. Mine is different.
Of course it is. Yeah.
That's mine, but mine is not any more less.
Because I value an experience over money.
Oh, that's
You're
fine.
valuing money over experience.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no right or wrong about it.
There is right or wrong because you can't take money to the grave. You can take experiences to the grave.
Can you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
When you're on your deathbed, are you going to be reflecting on the experiences you lived, or are you going to be reflecting on how much money's in your account?
How much money is in my account, or how much legacy I'm leaving to my family? I would much rather.
What do you mean by legacy to your family? Your family's got their own money, bro. They don't need your money.
Okay.
Why are you being so narcissistic about your money?
No, if they got their own money, then great. I'll add more to it. But I don't want to.
That £100 not going to make a difference to your legacy.
No. Look, you asked me...
You're saying £100 makes a difference to your legacy.
Why is it like you asked me what is my limit?
I think you're going about this the really stupid.
Okay, I've paid more than £60 for tickets before.
I know you have, and which is why I know you're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And which is why I know you're trying to die by this statement, but it's a load of bullshit.
No, but for example, I love going watching football, right? Yeah, I absolutely love it. I would love to go watch Liverpool play, but obviously tickets are very, very scarce.
Liverpool United, 3 weeks time, yeah, you're getting that ticket for £85. You're not going to pay it.
I would. Not beyond that, because I've paid. But I would probably... I love Liverpool more than I love Diljit, let's just say, in that case, yeah? Right. If I was watching... my dream...
I tell you what, final offer, take it or leave it. United, Liverpool, right? 3 weeks time, Salah is going to take his top off after he scores.
Right.
£95.
No, I would take it, yeah.
I know you would.
What I'm trying to say to you is like...
Amrit, I don't think you should try and say anything else. I think we've just proved everything we need to do.
I love watching
I could add more factors into this, make it multifactorial. I think your personal experience, Salah will sign a shirt for you and the price will go up.
Right, no,
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Right, okay. If Salah was signing the shirt and it would cost more, I wouldn't get it. It's not worth it.
If Salah was what?
If Salah was signing my shirt for an extra bit amount, I wouldn't get it. It's not worth it.
Okay, £120, yeah. Salah will sign your t-shirt. He will celebrate and come up to you and sign your t-shirt.
Not needed.
Really?
Yeah, not
That's the first stupid decision you've made. Do you know why?
Why?
Because a signed Salah Liverpool t-shirt holds value.
Right.
You could probably cover your ticket price and more.
Okay.
Did you think about that?
Fair enough.
Did you think about that?
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah. These are the sorts of moves you should be making if you want to leave a legacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leave a Salah jersey, yeah? I would love to do that.
A signed Salah jersey, you keep that in mint condition, sell that in 10 years' time. At auctions, they go for a few £1,000s.
But not in a few years. I think it would probably be about 50 years before it does.
No, not necessarily, because Pele, Maradona, Ronaldo, Messi shirts today go for several thousands of pounds.
Pele, Maradona, who retired about 40 years ago.
Right. Messi and Ronaldo, who are still currently playing.
But there's like thousands of those shirts around.
And they go for thousands and thousands.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they might go for more in about 40, 50 years.
Exactly.
Less of them around.
Which, if anything, proves my point.
Okay. But you said a couple of years, mate.
I didn't say a couple of years. I said a few years.
Okay. Move on.
You're wrong.
Yeah. My limit about the concerts is applicable, man. I went to a football game recently, paid £10 for a ticket, National League, Tier 5. Loved it. Yeah. Brilliant day out.
Sounds like a Tier 5 experience.
It was Tier 1 experience.
You get what you pay for, buddy.
Yeah. And I had a great day out.
No, you would, because you value money, not the experience.
Right. So you're saying watching your local football team, supporting your local football team down the league, lower leagues is not a good thing.
I didn't say it was a good. I didn't say it was a bad
thing. Would you want
thing.
to come though? By the way, like
I wouldn't come if someone paid me to go.
Right.
Because it's a tier 5 experience, and I value experiences over money.
Right. Okay.
And like I said, you could pay me money, and I wouldn't go because I value the experience.
Do you not?
My time is valuable.
Right. Okay. So you think watching? I would love.
Pile of shit, mate.
Really?
Yeah. Listen. If you had the option of watching the Premier League every weekend or watching Tier 5 every weekend, what are you watching?
Premier League, but
Premier League is not affordable. There you go, buddy.
But it's not affordable. Can you afford?
It is affordable. It is affordable.
So do you think...
If you can afford it, you would go.
No, if I can afford it, of course. But in my current state...
You just agreed to pay £95 for a ticket.
Yeah.
So what's the problem, Amrit?
But if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't blink twice doing that, but I'm not a millionaire.
You don't need to be a millionaire. The people that are going are working class people. But football is a working class person's game.
Well, it's
not for the millionaires.
Not that.
No.
People that are going have got season tickets for like years.
Forget the philosophy. Forget the philosophy. It's a working man's game.
Not necessarily.
90% of the people you will see in a stadium are working class.
Yeah.
Don't chat shit here.
No. Okay,
they're working class people. They're not millionaires. They can afford the tickets.
Yeah.
Right. So you can afford the tickets.
Not necessarily. The reason they've got
you can afford the tickets, Amrit.
If I could,
you can afford the tickets.
Look, if I was getting the offer of getting a Liverpool season ticket, which is probably about £900.
No, a season ticket is a different kettle of fish.
80% of the people in the stadium is season ticket holders.
Let's be honest, we're not going to a football game every weekend.
Okay, hold on.
We're going to 4 or 5 games.
Listen, you're talking about working class people going to every game. That's because the season ticket holders, mate.
Yeah.
Right? You get a working class person and ask them to pay fucking £100 every time they go watch Liverpool for 18 times a season at Anfield. They're not going to be able to do that.
But what's the point you're trying to make here? What's this conversation? What are you trying to say?
So you're talking about people still being able to afford tickets to go to watch a club like Liverpool?
No. We were talking about you saying if I'm going to a Tier 5 experience or if I'm watching a Premier League game, I can afford both, but I would never go to a Tier 5 experience, even if I was paid. But
the thing is, you can't afford to watch a Premier League game every single weekend.
We're not talking about every single weekend. We're talking about an experience. So a one-time experience. You were just telling me about how you watch one Tier 5 game.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that every weekend, are you?
I could do.
No, but you're not going to, are you?
I would love to.
No, you wouldn't.
If I had the time.
No, you wouldn't.
If I had the time, I would love to.
I mean, that's bullshit. You wouldn't. What do you mean if I had the time?
Yeah.
If you would love to, you make time for the things you love.
Okay.
So don't talk shit.
I'm going to go watch Walsall next in League 2.
That's fine. You might do it once, twice, maybe even 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
Like I said, 4 or 5 times a year. That's where we're at. You will not watch a season of this.
Yeah.
So I can put it in writing that you would never do that.
Okay.
And you know you would never do that.
So what's the point, though?
The point is, right, that what you did was a shit experience, but you're happy to do it You're happy to do it because...
But it was not a shit experience.
It's a £10 experience.
Yeah, but it was not a shit experience.
And as we've realised, you value money over experience.
No, but my £10 were well worth it.
That's fine.
My experience was beyond the £10. No, I had a great day.
The reason you think it was well worth it is because of the money you spent.
Right. So it wasn't the fact that I got to watch football.
Watch shit football.
It wasn't shit football.
It was shit football. It is shit though. It's 5 tiers below what we ordinarily watch every weekend.
Yeah.
So that is shit?
I would watch people fucking playing in a cage, mate, and I would find that entertaining. I love watching football.
What do you mean by a cage?
Just on the playground, in a park or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So football is football.
Because that's... What do you mean? What do you mean?
So
why are you trying to get all philosophical and shit here?
No.
You're not going to watch people in a cage week in, week out.
No, you're not. But if somebody's playing, I always stop and watch for a bit.
For how long?
For about 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah. But if you love football, watch it anywhere.
5 minutes, mate. 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes.
I'm not going to go to a park and watch people.
You're talking complete shit, mate.
No, you don't understand.
You keep spending £10 for shit experiences.
Right.
I'll spend £100 and watch the creme de la creme. I'll watch Diljit. Okay. Don't worry. You leave Diljit to me.
But you're not going to get to watch Diljit for £100, mate.
You get tickets. You agree to give me £100 right here, right now. I'll get you a ticket.
For Diljit?
For Diljit.
Pull it out.
You give me £100, I'll get you a ticket to Diljit.
For £100?
£100.
Bro, I will drop the £100 right now.
Call Ammo, ask him how much he's got his tickets for.
No, but will he give him to me £100?
What do you mean?
Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay, let's call him.
He's got several tickets, all at £100. I saw a story yesterday, they're being resold at £110. So what's the point?
How the fuck did he land those?
Because they're for Manchester.
Nobody gives a shit about Manchester.
They do. A lot of people care about Manchester. Manchester, a great night out, and it's arguably the second best place to go out in England.
Newcastle is the second best place to go out in England.
Newcastle's a lot less accessible for the majority of the country. Really? Manchester is still fairly... It's north, but it's still fairly...
I'm going to ask Ammo how much he got his tickets for.
He's not going to pick up your call.
He called me about 2 hours ago.
Not going to pick up your call. Just take that L. Take that L.
One sec.
The more it rings out, the more embarrassing it is for you. This is cringe now. This is cringe.
Welcome to the...
Yeah, that's what you wanted to hear. That's what you wanted to hear. That's what you wanted to hear, yeah.
He called me fucking 2 hours ago.
He's not getting you a ticket now.
Right.
I told you not to ring. You just have it. It's £115, man. Okay. Because of what you did, I'm going to charge you £115 now.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Yo, my sister got tickets for Diljit with Manchester, I'm sure.
Yeah, how much?
I don't know. I can't remember how much you paid for them. But I thought of getting tickets. But
that's fine, mate. You stick to tier 5 football, yeah?
Right. I'm going to see Arijit Singh.
You don't worry about it. You don't even talk about it. You can't even talk about this.
Okay. You know...
You got the audacity to say I wouldn't spend more than £60. Who the fuck do you think you are?
No, I wouldn't pay more than £60. I wouldn't.
Who do you think you are, bro?
It's my limit.
All you are is being conjuice.
No, it's not being conjuice.
It is being conjuice. You're outpricing yourself with a stupidly low price to try and justify the
what I think is reasonable, what artists should be charging is £60 for a ticket at max.
No.
That's what I think.
No.
That's my belief.
Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck about your belief.
But then you asked me about it.
Nobody gives a fuck about your belief.
What is my limit?
Yeah. And I'd hoped for a reasonable answer.
Okay.
But you gave the most stupid fucking answer.
What is your limit? You never said.
What standard concert for a top tier artist nowadays? You got to expect 100, man.
Okay.
Like I heard Gurdwara tickets were going for 85. Fair play. That's a good price. Drake, £100. Kendrick, £100. £100 standard. Oasis, you just said, right? They were going for what, 135 to begin with.
Yeah, and then they went
standard.
For 334.
So why are you going to put half of that on Diljit, man? That's just straight disrespectful.
I don't think it is.
That's just.
But I never said to you I would pay £135 for the Oasis ticket. I never said that.
No, but I'm just showing you what the level is. You need to understand there's a level.
No, but like Taylor Swift, I presume the tickets are nuts. Somebody like Taylor Swift or something, or like Selena Gomez, for example.
Selena Gomez?
Yeah. She's got like millions of like teenage girl fans.
Yeah.
Who
Taylor Swift is on a level unfathomable.
Do you reckon?
In relation to Selena Gomez doesn't even enter this conversation.
Do you reckon?
Yes.
What about Beyonce?
Of course Beyonce does.
Okay. Yeah. What about Rihanna?
Of course Rihanna does.
Okay. So you just rate Selena Gomez below them guys?
100%, yeah.
Interesting.
Name me 5 Selena Gomez songs. I can name you 10 Beyonce, 10 Rihanna, but not even one Selena Gomez song.
What was that one that we started at uni with?
It wasn't we. It was you.
You know, with the one that begins with the tabla at the beginning.
Don't know.
When you come and get it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. That song. That's a banger. Selena Gomez.
It is a banger. It is a banger though.
That begins with the
It is. That one song. But you can't name it. You can't name it.
Come and get it. It's called Come and Get It.
Is it Come and Get It?
Yeah, Come and Get it.
Right, fair play. Like I said, you've got a whole load of stupid knowledge in there. This is just further proof of that, yeah. But, yo, Paralympics are banging.
Yeah, I've not watched them.
You put in our notes, yeah? Why is it not hyped as the same as the Olympics? BBC or ITV don't even cover it. But now you're just like, oh, I've not even watched it.
Yeah, because they're not there to watch. If they were ready available, I would watch it. Just as I was watching the Olympics.
I saw, shout out Sheetal Devi, right? Indian archer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Absolutely nailed it. Like, it was a cold moment. I think she's 17.
Yeah.
She looks beyond her years in terms of maturity, calmness. I think with her foot, she pulled...
Oh, I've seen her. Yeah,
she had an absolute cold moment. Pretty much hits the centre of the number 10. Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
See, that should be so celebrated so much, but I've not literally watched it in any of the Indian news, let alone like, you know, in news in the UK.
Yeah. I was meant to ask Dad actually if he'd heard of that, because obviously Indian...
I'd heard of the name. I was thinking Sheetal Devi, like that name rings a bell, but then, I couldn't imagine. But yeah, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Don't you think? Because I would love to watch them.
They should. Why don't they just run
at the same time?
But are there facilities for it?
There should be. I think there is an argument.
Why not? Why not? They put all that money in infrastructure.
Because always you have the Olympics for like the able-bodied people, and then you always have the Paralympics straight after that. Yeah. Which is, I think, you know...
It just devalues it a bit.
It does. It's like...
Because there's all the hype for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then just
literally nothing for... But apparently, like, you know, a lot of people thought like the 2012 Paralympics in London were really good. That was like the best ones. But I think a lot of athletes are saying that that shouldn't just be the best one ever. We should be like kind of breaking the ceiling each time. But yeah, I would love to watch them more if they were readily available. But I think Channel 4 shows them, I think.
Right.
But whoever turns to Channel 4 these days anyway.
Channel 4's... Yeah.
Exactly, you know what I mean? In the ages of Netflix.
Well, it's still a mainstream channel.
But when was the last time you watched anything on Channel 4?
When Mo Gilligan was on there.
Right, okay, fair play. When was that?
I can't remember, but... Yeah.
A few years back, yeah?
In-betweeners, Channel 4.
Well, I used to watch Hollyoaks.
That's Channel 5.
Channel 4, Hollyoaks,
That's 4?
Yeah. That was like my childhood. You're telling me that wasn't Channel 4? Or it could have been Channel 5, actually, I don't know. No, Channel 4, Hollyoaks, yeah. 6 o'clock. Oh no, 8 o'clock.
Wasn't Simpsons on Channel 4? Was that
ITV?
No, it wasn't ITV.
No, me and my sister used to fight. It was either
Simpsons wasn't ITV.
Simpsons was ITV.
Channel 4.
No, it was.
What channel was it?
No, it was Channel 4. You're right.
Channel 4.
Channel 4, yeah.
Channel 4.
But Hollyoaks
Channel 4 was sick. We're pulling out bangers.
Dispatches.
Put some name on Channel.
Dispatches were very good. Dispatches. Their documentaries are very good.
Yeah, but alright, we need to just get the football stuff out of the way now, and we're done.
Right. Okay. Well, how do you think United have started the season? First and foremost, does ETH want to remind me how many trophies he's won?
Yeah, now he is giving it 10, isn't he?
Diabolical, mate. Diabolical. He's got the team is so shite.
The team isn't shite.
The team is diabolical, mate.
It's not.
He can't get them to play any sort of like string two passes together, and he's talking about...
He did. Look, let's put bias aside. Let's actually try and have a genuine conversation now. Yeah. Genuinely. Are you ready for that?
Go on.
The moment I sense any sense of dickhead, I'm just going to drop it.
Okay.
I'm actually going to try with you now for once, yeah. For the first 20 minutes of the game, don't you think that it was quite an even encounter?
I don't think it was. This is my genuine take from the game, okay, yeah? Okay. At no point, other than that one moment when Rashford crossed it and Xerxes kind of headed it and then pretty much straight at the keeper, but Alisson saved it. That was your only time in the whole 90 minutes, or plus whatever it was, that United showed some sort of threat. Okay. Like, I was watching the game.
Okay, so
that was the only moment I held my breath for like 10 seconds.
Okay, so I agree in terms of in the final third, United weren't really potent in that first 20 minutes. But the battle normally is in the middle of the park.
Exactly.
At the start of a game.
Yeah.
And I think United had a lot more possession in the first 20 minutes. And it was good possession. And there was some good stuff happening, but just not a final product.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But then you can't say we played well for 20 minutes, or not even well, but you can't. This is your argument that we were even for the first 20 minutes.
Just saying, look, not making excuses, but just saying we didn't have
But then the game
our actual forward that we would play with. Højlund is a very different type of player to Xerxes.
Yeah.
In the sense that he makes runs.
Okay.
Right? Xerxes, I think, anyway, I could be wrong, but I think he's a bit of a Firmino type. Right? Whereas, like, we want that striker on the back line.
But how many goals has Højlund has scored against
really
Liverpool?
should be doing that, but he's just not on it currently.
Currently, he's not been on it for the last 3 seasons.
Not last 3 seasons. Last season he wasn't. The season before that, he had a great season. 30 plus goals.
That was the season before it, mate.
No, it wasn't.
He's had 2 seasons since then.
No, he hasn't.
Are you dumb?
Am I right in that?
2 seasons ago was 30 plus goals.
Exactly.
As in, not the season just gone, but the season before.
Season before, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm right.
No.
Yes. He had an absolute purple patch. Absolute purple patch.
Okay, let me just see. Rashford goals. Premier League. That will tell you. Yeah. 22-23 was the season he scored the most goals in.
Exactly. 22-23 was the season that we're talking about.
24, 23, 22, 23, 23, 24, that just went.
Yes.
24, 25. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, it is your bad.
Yeah.
Very much your bad. So he had a very good season. He's then had a very bad season.
He got a huge contract.
And now we're
350k per week.
And now we're here. One that he earned. Just because Liverpool can't afford to pay Salah that, and now Salah wants to leave, doesn't mean that's our
Salah doesn't want to leave.
He doesn't. Well,
I'd love to stay. He just said I would.
He'd love to stay, but FSG are just a bunch of bubble jobs.
Yeah, we're not going to be
stingy
bent
like you, mate.
We're not going to be bent over by every player that comes to us.
What do you mean by bent over? Yeah. It's not every player. He's one of the best players the Premier League's ever seen.
Okay, Casemiro is getting £300,000 at your club, mate. Casemiro? Are you kidding me? That Euro guy, nobody even fucking knew who he is. He's on about 180k.
He was. You mean Real Madrid wanted him?
Yeah, 18-year-old earning over £100,000 in your club.
Yeah,
he's got about 180k, doesn't he? Is that the contract he signed?
I don't know. I'm not gonna agree to 180k because I've not heard that.
Right, it's well over £100,000 for an 18-year-old who's had one season. One season. Fernandes, 300k.
Fernandes is on 300k.
Merchant.
He's not on 300k.
Fernandes is on 300k.
He's not on 300k.
Fernandes is on 300k.
He's not on 300k.
Load that right up now.
He's not on 300k, is he?
I don't think it's 300. It's like
275.
Yeah.
275.
Oh, really? That's not far off, is it?
It is far off.
Really?
Yeah.
Salary. Okay, here we go. Bruno Fernandes earns. Oh, this is in dollars.
240,000.
Oh, that's some NBA salary, mate.
240,000, mate.
This is talking about NBA, so it's clearly
240,000. You wanted the figure? I've given you the figure. 240,000.
Show me the source. You could be looking at the NBA player.
It's TalkSport.
Okay.
Can we agree that you're not going to waste any more time on this podcast by chatting shit?
All right, go on then.
Yeah, it's £240,000, and I think that's
for a player.
For a player, that is incredible, Amrit. If you go by stats and assists, goals and assists.
Yeah, but that, if you look at the overall sort of contribution he makes.
No, I agree. I agree. He gives the ball away a lot, but and sometimes he's annoying, but he's a great player. He's going to give you 10, 11 games in the midfield.
No, he's a great player in a game that you're winning. Okay, he's a great player that'll fucking add on 2 goals to a game that you're already winning 4-0, right? But when it comes to
winning many games 4-0.
No. But I'm just saying to you, when it comes to tough games, when it comes to being outplayed, he's the first one to drop his shoulders, and he's a fucking captain.
Okay.
So this is how much you're paying for a player of that caliber.
Sure.
Caliber is about
Bruno Fernandes would walk into your team.
He would not.
He would.
He would not get into the Liverpool team.
Who's your number 10? Number 8?
Number 8, probably Soboslai at the moment. I would rather have him than Bruno Fernandes.
That just shows your extent.
He would not get into a Klopp team. You know.
I think Klopp would bend over backwards and say 999.
Yeah, that means
come over. 999 is the number that he'd pay.
Okay.
A week.
No. You tried saying 999, but that means no, mate.
That's what I wanted you to think.
Okay.
But really, that's the amount that he's going to be paying. He'd pay him a fucking million a week if he could. Yeah, Klopp.
You wouldn't fucking use him to wipe his ass, mate. He is not fit to wipe Klopp's ass. You're talking about him being in his teammate.
Klopp would absolutely welcome
Klopp would
Bruno
slap him left, right and centre, make him fucking clean the changing rooms.
Like Mane.
What?
Like Mane.
What do you mean, like Mane?
The way he treated Mane like shit.
Yeah, because if you're going to
And
be
prioritised everyone else, including the janitor at Liverpool, over Mane.
Well, how do you think he's treated Mane badly? Mane probably wanted a lot more money than he was on.
Mane fucked off.
Yeah, because listen, nobody's bigger than the club.
You're saying Mane had a big ego. The guy that has no tattoos, no fancy cars, that donates to charity.
Well, you don't
builds in his hometown.
Yeah, so
that guy. You talking about this? Are we talking about the same person?
Yeah, that guy.
Right. Whereas,
wait,
not Salah, who actually has the biggest ego in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, but he's still on about 250.
You see how you've been brainwashed into liking the wrong character.
Right. So you think Salah is...
Do you agree with that, right?
Sadio Mane is the person...
Answer a non-biased question. Who has the better character as a human being, in your opinion, based off what you know? Mane or Salah?
I don't know them personally.
No. Like I said, based off what you know and what we've spoken about.
But there's loads of reports about Salah being charitable.
And what you see, petulance on the field and little arrogant moments. Who do you think is a better human being?
It's hard to say.
Come on, Amrit.
It's hard to say. I would say Salah.
If really?
Yeah.
Really?
Salah, I would say, yeah.
Over Mane? For what reason?
I don't know.
You don't know. You've got a lot to
exactly,
say.
Because...
Why are you lost for words?
I don't know them personally to make that judgment.
But then what made you choose Salah?
Again, nothing. That's what I just said. I don't know. So I'm just picking
So it could be Mane.
So it could be Mane.
It could be Mane. And, okay, what if I said to you that Salah often shows petulance and great greediness for personal accolades, something that you've said that you've seen in Cristiano Ronaldo, and for that very reason you don't like Cristiano Ronaldo. Would you agree that you've seen that in Salah?
To a certain extent, but not to the level of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes or no? It's yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, did you see that particularly in Mane?
No, because Mane he knew he was not as good as
Salah. We have it. I've just put you on the stand and I've just made you look like a cunt.
Right.
There you go.
Okay. You want to talk about it, mate?
Right. Anyway, what else have we got to talk about this football season?
Where do you reckon United will finish?
I hope fourth.
Firstly,
I hope fourth.
That's not what I've asked you, mate.
It is. I've just told you. I hope.
I've not asked you what you hope for. I've asked you what do you think. Where do you think they will? And do you think United finish the season with Ten Hag or not?
I hope so.
Mate, you're finishing the season with fucking Gareth Southgate. I'll tell you that now.
If we do, I'll watch Tier 5 football.
You'll come to me watch Solihull Moors.
Yeah.
Solihull Moors are fucking amazing, mate.
Where do you think? Do you think Salah will be at Liverpool next season?
No, I don't think so. I think this is last season.
He said it's his last season.
Yeah, but I
he
think
says there's been no contract talk.
Yeah, but FSG, I think that this is one thing I will criticise them for them. There's two top players in the club that are going to be out of contract at the end of this year, and it seems like there's no obviously the Trent. I think Trent will come through with a new contract, right? But
Trent's shit, man.
No, I can't. You can't say Trent is shit. He is literally one of the most dynamic and...
Salah's way better than him.
Obviously, Salah's a different position, mate.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, if you had to pick one of the two to keep, Salah all day.
Oh, actually, I don't know.
Salah all day.
I don't know. If I could only keep one of the two, I don't know who I would pick out.
The way Salah keeps himself in condition, top condition,
oh.
He will be a player until 33.
You can fucking grate cheese on his abs, man. And probably his biceps.
I think that's
too.
a bit much.
Have you seen how deep his fucking abs are?
Yeah, he's not got them rolls.
It's like a whole little tunnel there, you know.
He's not got them rolls, has he?
He's not. He's got them rock solid rocks like just going like this, man. You know, when I started running about 4 years ago, I wanted to have a body like Salah's, mate.
It seems he's been inspired by Ronaldo.
Could be. Ronaldo has set that bar for a lot of athletes in terms of fitness. I'll give you that 100%. But he's still
give me that. It means nothing you giving me that.
No, I'm just saying.
All right, cheers, Amrit. I'm sure you giving me that. It means a lot to me and Ronaldo.
Right. It would probably mean a great deal to Ronaldo more than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Arsenal, they're already 2 points behind.
They're already 2 points behind. I don't think they're winning the league. I think City will win the league again. But I reckon
Pep's going to go at the end of this one, I reckon.
I hope so. I hope so, because it's just like, even like, not Pep. He's overhyped. I think. I still think Pep is overhyped.
I don't think you can say that.
Would he go into a club that is sort of like second in that league?
Who cares?
And do the same thing.
Who cares?
And a lot of people talk about Pep kind of like maturing a lot, like bringing in youngsters. But if you look at his record, really, the two people he sort of brought up, if you think about it visibly, is one Messi. But Messi, he would have like shown in any team because Messi was just Messi. And the other person is probably Phil Foden. But there's a lot of young players that are left because they were just sick and tired of him.
But who cares?
and they've gone on to have good careers.
My point is, who cares?
Like, people talk about him being like grateful youngsters and stuff. And
I'm not talking about that. No, I don't give a fuck. You want your team's manager to win you the league?
Yeah.
Job done.
Okay, but then
United are bringing in great youngsters right now, but would I rather have that than win the league? I want the league.
Are they bringing in great youngsters?
Kobe Mainoo, Garnacho.
Garnacho's not a great youngster coming in.
He is a great youngster. If you look at the list of top young athletes, there's an official list for this with the likes of Arda Güler, blah, 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 all of these, Vinicius. Garnacho is on there.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I don't rate him. I don't think his...
It doesn't matter if you rate him. Doesn't matter if you rate him. Garnacho is a great youngster that's been brought through. Kobe Mainoo.
I'll give you that.
Remember when you said you didn't know who that was?
No, I didn't know who Kobe Mainoo was.
That was less than a year ago.
Yeah, nobody would knew.
And you're calling him great now.
I wouldn't say he's great.
You just said he's great.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. He's not Bellingham great.
He's better than Bellingham.
Bro.
I'm telling you that he will be more essential to England than Bellingham will be. I promise you.
We're going to reassess this in 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's...
The Bellingham hype will be well done in 5 years' time.
We'll see.
Kobe Mainoo will be...
Bellingham will win a Ballon d'Or, and I don't think Mainoo will ever win it.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
That is the point.
That's not the point. So, Ibrahimovic never won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
You know, Thierry Henry, did he win the Ballon d'Or?
Was Ibrahimovic better than Ronaldo or Messi?
Some great players.
No, but...
Paul Scholes never won the Ballon d'Or, but Paul Scholes is touted. Your Guardiola, he says Paul Scholes is the one midfielder.
I don't give a fuck what Guardiola says.
Xavi and Iniesta themselves said it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a high caliber of people saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Thierry Henry said it was Gerrard second, Paul Scholes first.
Nah.
Well, Thierry Henry said that. I'm just going off what people in the industry have said.
Right.
But Paul Scholes never won a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. Because there were other better players at that point than him that were more deserving. Perhaps like
attacking players get it more than midfielders or defenders.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that the midfielders and defenders are not absolutely incredible.
No, they are not incredible. If you're talking about Ballon d'Or, who's going to likely win the Ballon d'Or given its politics and given the clubs that people need to be at to get the Ballon d'Or, it's always going to be Bellingham.
Yeah.
Right?
But then that's just making my point. You were trying to say that's a reason for why he's better than...
Yeah, but then, okay, when you're going to be looking back, let's say in about 30, 40 years, you're going to remember Bellingham because he's got those accolades.
The streets will never forget. I remember Tarapt at QPR.
Adel Tarapt, not Tarapt.
The streets will never forget.
He was a twat.
He was a baller.
He was a twat.
Absolute baller. That QPR white and blue jersey.
Him.
Greek-looking jersey.
Yeah.
Ball in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Streets don't forget. Ronaldinho, the streets will never forget.
Ronaldinho's got a Ballon d'Or.
Do you know why, though? It's not the Ballon d'Or that people remember.
Yeah.
It's the magic that he brought to the game.
Yeah.
That's what Mainoo brings.
That's
what Scholes brought. Trust me. That's what Scholes brought.
One person
Suarez is remembered at Liverpool because of the magic he brought.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the fact that he was the most prolific scorer, because Salah's a more prolific scorer than him, but it's the magic and the moments.
But you're telling me
the way the game is played. Mainoo plays it in a beautiful way.
Mm-hmm.
That is
so
what
does
people
Bellingham,
remember.
though. That's why he's
Not for me.
Not for you, but that doesn't mean shit, though.
No, it does for the streets.
Really?
It does for the streets.
You don't speak for the streets.
I do speak for the streets.
You do not speak for the streets,
I speak for the streets.
You speak for the gutter underneath. But
on that note, I think we've covered everything that we need to speak to in this episode. Catch you in the next one.